Let's move on to NHL, and then we will do a review for our Chief Billion. Chief Billion joining us. We start with Islanders Flyers. Islanders Flyers, Game 5. Islanders are up 3-1. Flyers power play is still stuck in first gear. And this Islanders team has everything going for it. And we talked about when the playoffs started, we said, who's the team that's going to get out of that first round series and roll? And I was wrong when I said it was the Carolina Hurricanes. It's the New York Islanders, looking to reach conference final for the first time since 1993. Wow. As I said off the top of the show, they were 1 point out of 8. They weren't even going to make the playoffs at that point when we had the break in March. Trotz said that win on Sunday was the worst game they played in the playoffs. And that's how you know how good of a hockey team you are, when you're winning and you're not playing well. Imagine if they played like the Stars. The Stars or the Avalanche, with how bad the Stars and Avalanche goaltending is being and how good Varlamov or Greiss or whoever is. Now, Vigneault has done this before. Vigneault took the Rangers back from a 3-1 deficit to beat the Penguins in 2014. The Rangers did it again in 2015, and Trotz was the coach. That was against the Capitals. Birdie says, I like the Flyers here. It will be my first bet on the Flyers. New York Islanders openly stated winning that fourth game is the toughest. It's in their head. I like this spot for the Flyers tonight. I think that's a great point. I don't know why Trotz makes such a big deal about winning that fourth game. I wonder what that psychologically, what he thinks that psychologically does for his team, because I don't like it. Strategic investments, making moves on the Islanders, says the Flyers couldn't have played any better than they did in the second period of Game 3, even out shooting New York by a 17-3 margin. The Islanders still picked up when it mattered most and gained the win. They're the better team at both ends of the ice, and they're a contender. The Islanders are a completely different team when Pelech is healthy. And there's Matt Randall's team play today. Johnny K going to the Flyers. Von Polo says my Islanders and Avalanche futures are looking very good. Your Islanders futures are looking very good. I got on late, Von Polo, on the Avalanche train, but I am not sitting here confident. Not with Hutchinson in net. Michael Irvelina says, I think the best bet if you want Flyers is -0.5 in the first period or money line. NJ Marco. Brady said, I think it takes pressure off the next game. It's built an excuse of the loss. Let's not get overblown. It's hard to win the fourth game. It's actually brilliant, says Brady. It's actually brilliant, says Brady. Irvelina says, I still think the Islanders win. And NJ Marco, Anders Lee, and JG Pajot for anytime goals. Jeff Joseph says, cannot see a wide open game. Under is my play. I agree, but I don't like the under in elimination games because you can be right all game long and lose the bet. And it's extremely irritating. All right, let's see what we're dealing with. Money lines and totals here. Islanders, Flyers. Islanders opening up at -110, now -125. 15-cent move towards them. Mr. Goger says, Isles, don't overthink it. Well, strategic investment says Flyers look emotionally defeated. Ace Purple says, so take the over. No, I'm not going to take the over here. But it's tricky. It's tricky to hit these fives. You know, you can have a 2-0 game and the Flyers pull their goalie with 4 minutes left. Aaron maybe says, I think New York Islanders are just better. Canadian Capper, 72, making a move on over 2.5 shots. He's a shooter on the first line power play now. All year he was second line power play. He's a shooter. Easy money. Over 2.5 shots. -110 for Beauvillier. That's a great look, Canadian Capper. Mr. Gokster says Flyers have been a wreck all playoffs long. I think that's a little harsh, Gokster. Jason Falk says if Philly wins this one, next game would be an Islanders smash. There's JL in the house. Great to see you, my man. Both teams' penalty killing has been poor in the hub. 78.4% for the Islanders. It doesn't hurt them because the Flyers' power play has been so anemic. No Twatty, JL. No Twatty. We did have Trot Wham. Yes, and Razor Sharp says, Gogs, did you not watch the round robin when they swept? I think that the Flyers step up and win this hockey game. But I don't want to bet against the Islanders. You're getting plus 105 on the Flyers here. And look, the Islanders just keep winning. Ace Purple says, so you like the over if you like the Flyers. If you bet against the Islanders, you lose. So I've got to take my Flyers lean and stuff it as far down as I possibly can so I don't feel it. C-Mac says, torn here, being on the right side every game, it's hard to go off Flyers. Jeff Joseph, Flyers beat a weak Montreal defense. Price couldn't do it all. Isles, a big step up in every aspect. I agree with that. Ron Crawford coming in with a spreadsheet play today on the Reds. Mr. Ghost says, remember, Jimmy, hockey's the easy one. You're absolutely right. Slat says, Matthew Barzal over a half assist at plus 160. He's one player I constantly notice. He's their best player. Bertie says, totally agree. You're betting the spot, not the team. If you actually like the Flyers, take the puck line because you believe this is a letdown spot for the Islanders. Sage Lawrence, back in action. Great to see you. So we've hit 6 of our last bets in NHL, with 4 of them being big plus money spots. Nice, JL. Yeah, it was that was the kind of play, if I was having a better season, that I would have just hammered, but still needed the cash and still thankful for it. Birdie says the Islanders are far superior versus the Capitals, and they lost the first series clincher. Strategic Investment says, what do you like about the Flyers? I like certain players on the Flyers team and their coach to get the most out of their bench. I like Couturier to use his size, win faceoffs, and play his best hockey. And I like Carter Hart to step up. Yeah, we'll definitely do one, JL. I like Vigneault to get the absolute most out of his hockey team down 3-1. And I like the players to look and say, we're not going to get embarrassed by this New York Islanders team. Because that's what will happen. If they lose in 5 to the Islanders, it's absolute embarrassment. Their backs are against the wall. I mean, if we go to this lineup, you have all these vets on the Flyers that aren't stepping up. And that line of Couturier, Giroux, and Voracek should be stepping up. All right. Jason Falk, I'm not going to take the Flyers here. I can't. Razor Sharp says, I think the total says Carter is going to bounce back. Mr. Goke says, Islanders' money line is getting worked. Look, if they're going to offer me a plus 120 on the Flyers, I'll take it.